We are officially in the Stranger Things 5 era.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today we are here to talk about our way too early predictions for Stranger Things Season 5. Filming starts in May or June, according to Noah Schnapp and David Harbour. These could change as we get closer to the actual season. This is just our base predictions. Cam, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing swell.
So we each have some predictions here for Season 5. Again, these could change as we get closer to the actual season. But before we get into these things, drop some of your way too early predictions in the comments down below. Hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell as I'm trying to hit my goal of 75,000 subscribers here on the channel. And without further ado, let's dive into this thing. So we both share a prediction here, but it's sort of...
They're different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
They're different.
Mine is that we will 100% see Eddie Munson in this season, meaning that he will show up in a flashback or a dream sequence where Dustin will get some advice from him. Cam has a little bit of a variation to that, though.
He's alive. He's alive. I don't know if he's well, but he's alive. And that's it.
How is he alive?
He has to be. There's many ways he could be alive. He could be a vessel for Vecna. Here's my thing. I've talked about this with my friend Jenna many times. The whole 11 reviving Max thing, what was the point of showing us that she can do that? If she's been able to do that this whole time, but hasn't, and they're like, oh, we have to show that she has this ability now? I feel like the only point to show us that was because Henry also has that ability.
Perhaps. I also just think that the writers got cold feet and wanted to keep Max alive.
But if that was the case, then they didn't have to, like, fully... She could have just, like, revived on her own.
That's true, I guess.
They didn't have to give 11 this superpower that we didn't know she had until now.
They're probably saving it for Season 5 at some point.
Yeah.
That's why they introduced it. For her to do it. But Vecna, you're right. He could bring Eddie back. My thing is, at this point, I just want to see him in a scene. I don't want to see an evil, messed up version of Eddie. I don't.
Well, he doesn't have to be ugly. He can be sexy and evil.
I'm gonna...
He doesn't have to be evil at all. He could have gotten out. There's a 2-day time jump. We don't know anything.
Yeah, this is true. Staying on the topic of death, I think that every single person we've seen get killed in the Upside Down or by an entity from the Upside Down, whether that's, you know, in the real world or not, okay? I think that we will see them almost like all at once, kind of like in the Upside Down.
Army?
Yeah, so like Barb, Billy, Bob, all the bees,
and then Eddie.
And then Eddie, like, we'll see all of them almost haunting our main characters in a way. It'll be a really messed up, dark scene. I just think we'll get a scene with all of them, and it'll be like Vecna voicing over, being like, he'll be talking to all the main characters and saying, like, it's your fault that this person went.
You know what I just thought of by thinking about that?
What?
All of the kids, I think, have at least one person that can come back and haunt them. So, like, for Lucas, it would be his teammate that died by Vecna.
Yeah.
Will, it could be Bob. I guess not all the kids, but, like, a lot of characters do. So Nancy could have Barb. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, that'd be interesting. I have a prediction on the topic of death. Recently, the Duffer Brothers put out this cute little tweet, like, advertising the Evil Dead Rise movie that just came out. And they're like, we don't normally advertise movies, but this one has a little something to do with Season 5. My first instinct was Eddie. Second instinct was the tagline for that movie is Mommy Loves You to Death. And then immediately I was like, Joyce Byers, get behind me right now. Because she would totally sacrifice herself for her kids. It's not going to be Hopper because he fake died and came back.
I could see Joyce going. A lot of people not really talking about it too much. She loves Will and 11 enough to sacrifice herself. But how satisfying will that be as a viewer? Not very.
Not at all.
Not remotely.
And that's why the Duff Brothers would do it. Eddie's death wasn't satisfying. It was pointless.
This one's pretty out there and it's sort of random, unrelated to what we've been talking about. But I think that the series finale will be 3 hours long. Now, that's a long-ass time, I know. But hear me out. They've said in interviews it's going to be a Return of the King-ish ending. They want everyone to get their proper send-off. The Season 4 finale was 2 hours and 20 minutes, alright? That in and of itself was a movie length. I think we'll get a finale of that length, but then you have to factor in about a 30-minute send-off for all the characters. So with credits as well, if we're pushing 2 hours and 50 minutes when the credits roll, I think it could be about a 3-hour episode. If not 3 hours, the longest episode of the series.
For sure. So I came up with this theory/thought right after the Season 4 finale happened. It's about my girl Max. Her being blind, I think, will be important in Season 5, mostly because I refuse to believe that she's not going to be an important part of the show. Especially with Max being so important in Season 4. I can't imagine her just being in a hospital bed for all of Season 5. If you watch Season 4, long story short, when Brenner is talking to 11 about Vecna, he explains that, like, when Vecna kills somebody, he doesn't just kill them, he consumes them. And so when Vecna kills Max, he is consuming her. He doesn't, like, fully kill her. Like, she dies and then she comes back. But I think that part of Max is still in Vecna in some way, shape, or form. And so I think that maybe if she's like blind, she might be able to see what Vecna's seeing, and that could give our group the upper hand that they very desperately need. If they didn't need an upper hand, they would have been able to kill Vecna already, but they couldn't do that. 11's not enough anymore. They need an upper hand, and I think that Max could be that key. Or will, but this theory is about Max.
Honestly, I just don't want it to be Callie or 08. I don't want her to come around and help out to defeat Vecna. Alright, so this next one one is for you, Stancy Jancy fans out there.
I have something similar to this.
It's like a vice versa situation. So Steve or Jonathan will die for Nancy, and then Nancy will end up with none of them. Steve will either sacrifice himself to save Nancy, or Jonathan will either sacrifice himself to save Nancy.
I could see Steve sacrificing himself to save Jonathan
That
for
could happen.
Nancy.
That could happen.
Jonathan would not sacrifice himself for Steve.
No, I don't think he would. If it involved Will somehow.
I used to say that Jonathan would sacrifice himself for Will, but he's not important enough anymore. I have something similar to this. Not really anybody dying, but I just think Nancy's going to break up with Jonathan. I don't think she's necessarily going to get together with Steve. I don't think Nancy needs either of them. I think Steve needs somebody that's going to love him the way he deserves to be loved. And I think that Nancy just needs to break up and get out.
Fair.
My last prediction is very, very simple and kind of half got it, I guess, in season 4, but I think Will is going to confess his love for Mike. We kind of got it, but we really only got him crying in a car after showing him a painting. I think that Will tell Mike that he loves him. Loves him. Maybe even on his deathbed. That is so sad.
Alright, so the last prediction, we both share it, and it's pretty big, but I've kind of felt this way for a while now. It's that 11 will die, and I think that she is the key to the upside down and everything going away, and Hawkins going back to a state of normalcy, because when she arrived, everything got flipped upside down. I've said that 100 times. It's true, she did sort of turn everything on its head, and I think that she's gotta go with it. So, it'll be sad. We love 11, obviously, but she's gotta go out with the show. I don't see a world where she just lives happily as Hopper's daughter. As cool as that would be, I don't know. I don't see it happening.
I also think that Millie Bobby Brown would be okay with it, because out of all of the kids, she's the only one that I've heard be like, yeah, I'm ready to be done with Stranger Things. So she'd be like, yes, kill 11 off, so there's no possibility of you bringing me back in 10 years for a reunion episode or something.
That's true.
She'd be like, I'm good, kill me, I'm fine.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens with that, but for now, those are our way too early Stranger Things 5 predictions again. We'll have a lot more predictions as we get closer to the actual season and get some footage. I'm sure we'll have, trailer reactions, breakdowns. That's all a ways away, but what's exciting is that we're probably going to get some set picks within the next few months, so that is something to look forward to.
We might even see some with our own 2 eyes.
This is true. Stay tuned. Again, drop your predictions down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you guys on the other side of the Upside Down. Peace.